Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Teresa Giudice's husband, Ruelas, hit with multi-million-dollar tax lien. RLNJOG. Teresa Giudice's husband, Ruelas, has been hit with a multi-million-dollar tax lien. He has been in trouble in the past with his businesses, but what brought this lien on? More so, can he work his way out of it? Keep reading for more details. Teresa Giudice's husband hit with multi-million-dollar tax lien. When Teresa Giudice started dating Ruelas, RAONJ viewers and her co-stars just wanted to see her happy. She had been through a lot with her ex-husband, Giudice, including prison time. Therefore, they hoped she would be smarter this time around. Unfortunately, Ruelas began to rub people the wrong way as he appeared very controlling. More than that, he acted like he was Zen, but then flipped at the drop of a hat. His attitude continued to be off-putting, especially in season 14. He came after Margaret, Joseph's son, and said this. Ruelas and Teresa believed that Margaret had been talking with his ex, but it was actually Jackie Goldschneider who was the culprit. Regardless, this was an awful look for Ruelas and made many fans never want to see him again. Now his world has been hit hard again as he was hit with a $2.5 million tax lien. He owes this money in taxes to the state, and it just adds to his bad financial track record. Ruelas previously was sued for $300,000, and one of his companies went bankrupt. There were also allegations of hiring Giudice to investigate Teresa's RHONJ co-stars. This came to a head at the season 13 reunion, and the cast could not believe how twisted this was. Some may recall that, in the last season, rumors flew that Ruelas was going through all of Teresa Giudice's money. She claimed he was worth more than her, but that seems fleeting and false. This makes sense as to why she is on board for whatever Bravo will hand her. Are RAONJ fans shocked? After learning about how much Ruelas owed to the state, were any RHONJ fans shocked? Or were they waiting for the other shoe to drop? Of course, there were jokes about how this was likely the fault of Teresa Giudice's castmates, but that's obviously not true. Teresa did not want a prenup when she married Ruelas, but that may have been a mistake. However, she has always fiercely defended him and his behavior no matter what he has done. Hopefully, this tax lien does not put her and her children in jeopardy. In a bombshell development shaking the Garden State's glittering reality empire, the Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice's husband, Ruelas, finds himself at the center of a multi-million-dollar legal firestorm that could unravel both his business reputation and their Bravo-fueled lifestyle. The flashy entrepreneur, known for his lavish spending and mysterious business dealings, is now facing a lawsuit filed by former business partners who allege massive financial misconduct, fraudulent misrepresentation, and breach of fiduciary duty, with damages claimed exceeding $5 million. The lawsuit paints a grim picture of broken promises, shady business tactics, and a house of cards potentially built on lies. The allegations that rock the RHONJ world. According to court documents leaked this week, the plaintiffs, a group of former investors in Ruelas' digital marketing firm, alleged that Ruelas engaged in a calculated pattern of deception, allegedly misusing company funds for personal indulgences, failing to honor key contractual obligations, and presenting falsified financial statements to inflate the firm's value ahead of a now-defunct acquisition deal. Among the eye-popping accusations, extravagant expenses on private jets, luxury cars, and high-end retreats, all allegedly charged to the business without proper disclosure. "We were misled," one plaintiff told reporters. "He used our money like it was his personal piggy bank." Insiders close to the case suggest this is only the beginning, with whispers of a wider investigation now swirling around. Teresa's world starts cracking. For Teresa Giudice, who recently tied the knot with Ruelas in a lavish, castle-themed wedding attended by Bravo royalty, the news is devastating. The couple's whirlwind romance had been the center of attention on recent RAONJ seasons, with Teresa praising Louis for bringing peace and love back into her life after years of legal trouble and emotional upheaval. But now some fans are wondering if history is repeating itself. Let's not forget, Teresa herself served time in federal prison over fraud charges related to her first marriage with Giudice. She's worked hard to rebuild her brand, but with Louis now under legal fire, the scrutiny is back, and more intense than ever. Sources close to Teresa say she was blindsided by the lawsuit. She believed Louis was her safe harbor, a friend shared. Now she's panicking. This isn't just about money. This could ruin them. Bravo caught in the crossfire. The timing couldn't be worse for Bravo, as Arch-Anjay prepares for a new season that was already steeped in drama. Producers had leaned heavily into Teresa and Louis' newlywed bliss as a central storyline, but now they're scrambling to refocus the narrative. Cameras are already rolling again, an insider confirmed. Producers are absolutely going to use this legal mess as a major plotline. It's reality gold, but also a real risk. And fans, they're divided. While some are rallying around Teresa, citing her loyalty and strength, others are voicing concern over her pattern of being entangled with men whose business dealings fall under shady clouds. Social media is ablaze with speculation that Teresa should have seen this coming, with some critics accusing Louis of using her Bravo fame for personal gain. Family tensions rise again. One of the most pressing questions now is how Teresa's daughters are handling the storm. Giudice, Teresa's oldest, has become a vocal presence both on the show and on social media. Sources say she's extremely protective of her mom and is worried about the emotional toll this will take. Gia has always had her guard up, one insider noted. She was skeptical of Louis at first. She doesn't want to see her mom get hurt again. Even more telling is the rumored reaction from Joe Gorga, Teresa's brother and longtime nemesis of Louis. Insiders say Joe feels vindicated after months of warning his sister about Ruelas' intentions. He's not happy about the lawsuit, a source claimed, but he is saying, "I told you so." Could this spark a family reconciliation or add fuel to an already scorched sibling rivalry? Teresa's brand in jeopardy. Beyond her Bravo paycheck, Teresa has built a burgeoning empire with cookbooks, podcast appearances, paid social endorsements, and even a recent entry into the beauty space. But a scandal of this magnitude could tarnish the brand she spent years cultivating. If Louis' financial troubles spill over into their shared assets, and there's speculation that they could, Teresa might face the unthinkable, losing her hard-earned fortune all over again. She's trying to stay strong, a close friend shared, but she's scared, really scared. Will Louis fight back? So far, Ruelas has remained mostly silent, issuing only a vague statement through his attorney claiming the lawsuit is baseless, opportunistic, and driven by personal vendettas. He promises to vigorously defend himself in court. But with mounting evidence reportedly including damning emails, misused business cards, and misleading investor calls, legal experts say Louis has a steep hill to climb. If even half of what's in that filing is true, one legal analyst said, he's in serious trouble. There's also talk that federal agencies might soon take an interest if deeper financial irregularities are uncovered. That scenario would be a nightmare, not just for Louis, but for Teresa, who would once again face questions about what she knew and when. What's next? As the legal battle unfolds, Bravo is reportedly debating whether to film a special episode focusing on the fallout with Teresa's full cooperation. It would be raw, emotional, and potentially ratings gold, but it would also expose more of Teresa's private pain, something she's only just begun to put behind her. Meanwhile, Louis' team is preparing for a long public fight. And Teresa, she's trying to hold it all together for her kids, her career, and her fragile new marriage. Fans are holding their breath, watching closely as the cracks in the fairy tale begin to widen. For Teresa Giudice, the question isn't just whether her husband will beat the lawsuit, it's whether her carefully rebuilt life will survive the wreckage.